Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the fourth part of The Wreck of the Duchess Land by Hopkins. Come, let's go to the summary. In stanza 21, he says, loathed. Loathed means hated. Loathed for a love men knew in them. That is, they loved God. They were very faithful to their religion. And for that, they were hated by men who knew them. And so they were banned by the land of their birth, and therefore they were sent out of the land where they were born. Rhine refused them. Rhine is a river in Germany, and he says that Germany refused them. Thames would ruin them, and river Thames is a river in England. He says Germany only refused them, but river Thames is going to destroy them. They are going to be dying there. Surf, snow, river and earth. Gnashed. Gnashed means when you're biting your teeth, when you're in anger, you will say it's gnashed. And these are the elements of nature. And he says that it seems as though all the nature is angry with them. And you should understand that nature was created by God. And then he says, but thou art above, thou Orion of light. Orion is actually a constellation of stars which can be seen from all over the world. And here we can take Orion as also the god of hunting. And so he says, you are above all, you are watching all this, you are watching the nature created by you, being angry, showing the anger on these nuns, and only you can save them. And when he says Orion, it can also be taken as though he is saying that these nuns also will become like this constellation of stars, where the whole world will look high upon them and honor them. And then he says, thy unchancelling poising palms were weighing the worth. Poising the palms is when you keep two things in your hand and see which is having more weightage. So he says God is trying to weigh and see what he can decide, what he has to do for these nuns. Either make them martyrs or to help them to reach the land safely. So what is God going to do? God is deciding. And then he says, thou martyr master in thy sight. Martyr master is God, because Christ himself was a martyr. And so he says, thou martyr master in thy sight, storm flakes were scroll-leaved flowers, thy lily showers, sweet heaven was a strew in them. So he says that you are a martyr yourself, and you are trying to decide what you have to do with these people. And it should be also remembered that in any religious faith which believes in afterlife, death is not a tragedy. Therefore, even if they are going to die as martyrs, it is a honor for them in this earth and even afterlife. So he says that what is God going to do? But at the same time, he notices that storm flakes are falling on them as though flowers will be thrown on a martyr after they sacrifice their life. And so nature is indicating what is going to happen to these nuns in a short time. Then in stanza 22, he says 5, the finding and sake. Now he says God has chosen these 5. And 5 is a number because Christ also had 5 marks on him when he was crucified. And he says, the finding and sake and supper of suffering Christ. Supper is actually a secret writing. And he says even Christ suffered when he was crucified. And Christ is not a sinner. In the same way, these nuns are also not sinners, but they are also undergoing suffering. And he says, mark. The mark is of man's make, and the word of it sacrificed. So he says, for all this man has given a word, and that word is sacrifice. Christ also sacrificed his life for the sake of human beings, and these nuns are also sacrificing their life for their faith. But he scores it in scarlet himself on his own bespoken. And he says Christ himself has been ideal, a person who has before them sacrificed his life, so that whoever wants to become martyr wants to become like Christ himself. And he says that before time taken, these nuns are young, so they are going to leave this world before their time actually ends. Dearest, prized and prized. And why they are going to go before their time is because they are prized and prized. The first prized is gift and the second prized is valuable, because they are going to go as a gift to God, and at the same time they are gift to God because they are very valuable. Stigma, signal, cuneifoil token, for lettering of the lamb's fleece, rudding of the rose flake. Now this cinquefoil is actually a rose with 5 petals, and now we have 5 nuns, and these rose will be yellow in color. Yellow is a symbol of courage. So these 5 nuns are like the cinquefoil, and they are like the token towards God. And he says, just like the lamb's fleece when they are frightened, and how the rose flakes will fly when the wind blows very hard, these nuns are also fluttering in the ship because there is no way to escape. So this stanza fully tells about the situation, about the sufferings of the nuns. And in stanza 23 he says, joy fall to thee, Father Francis. Now this Father Francis is actually a Benedictine figure in Christianity, and he was drawn to the life that died. That is, he was attracted towards the way Christ sacrificed his life for humankind. And we should also remember that these nuns are also Franciscan nuns. And he says, with the gnarls of the nails in thee, niche of the lands, his lovescape crucified. And Father Francis was really fascinated by the way Christ lived his life and the way he sacrificed his life and was crucified. And in the same way he says that crucifixion happened because Christ loved his people, and that is why he sacrificed his life. And then he says, and seal of his syrup arrival, and these thy daughters. And he says now these daughters, that is these nuns, are also going to follow his path, and they are also going to suffer, and they are going to leave this world, and they are going to go. And 5 lived and lived favor and pride. That is, they lived in this world with honor and with pride, and they are also going to go the same way, because here also they are trying to save the people, because they are encouraging them to pray to God. So when you are saying your God's name, and when you are going to leave the world by saying the God's name, definitely you will reach heaven. Are sisterly sealed in wild waters, and what is going to happen is they are going to be sealed in this wild waters, because they are in the ship, and the ship is in a storm, and when it wrecks, definitely these sisters are going to be sealed in the wild waters, and to bathe in his fall gold mercies, to breathe in his all fire glances. And after they are sealed in this wild waters, what will happen is they will be blessed, they will be bathing in his gold mercies, and they will be breathing his all fire glances, because hereafter they will be in the place of God, and always they will be with God, so they can always see God, and God also will be seeing them. So they will be blessed in that way. In stanza 24 he says, away in the lovable west, on a pastoral forehead of Wales, I was under a roof here, I was at rest, and they the prey of the gales. So he says that when these people were a prey to the gales, that is wild storm is also called as gale, he says I was taking rest under a roof. And he says, she to the black about air, to the breaker, the thickly falling flakes, to the throng that catches and quails. Quails are small birds, and so he says that she here he refers to the nuns. They have suffering in the black about air, that is air is totally blacked out, and the flakes, that is the storm flakes, are thick and they are falling on them, and they are all caught, like how the birds are caught in a net, they are caught. And when the birds are caught in the net, they will not be able to go this side or that side, and they will only suffer, and they will only cry out. In the same way they are also saying, and they were calling, oh Christ, Christ, come quickly. And only thing what these nuns could do is cry out loudly, saying, oh Christ, Christ, come quickly. It should be remembered that oh Christ, Christ, come quickly is the last word in the Bible. The cross to her, she calls Christ to her, Christians her wild worst best. And she holds on to the cross, and she is calling, Christians here means calling, she is calling to Christ to come and help her. And they believe that only Christ can save them, and that is why they are calling to God. So we have to see the situation of the people. Now they have understood that there is no way to escape, so the only person who could save them is Christ, so they are asking Christ to come quickly and save them. And in stanza 25 he asks, the majesty. Majesty here means he is referring to God. What did she mean? Now when the nuns are saying, Christ, Christ, come quickly, he is asking what did they mean? Breathe, arch and original breath. Is it love in her of the being as a lover had been? Breathe, body of lovely death. They were else minded then altogether the men. Woke thee with a we are perishing in the weather of Gennesareth. So he is wondering whether she was calling out to Christ because she was very anxious that she is going to meet a lover who is Christ, and therefore she is going to breathe last in this world and then afterwards going to be with him. And Gennesaret is actually another name for the Sea of Galilee, and this sea is in North Israel, and this sea is used to having sudden storms like these. So he is mentioning that, and they are going to perish in that Gennesaret. So is she calling to Christ saying that I am anxious because I am going to meet you who is my lover? Or is it that she cried for the crown then, the keener to come at the comfort for feeling the compacting keen? Or is she asking for the crown? That is she asking for death because now she'll become a martyr? And so is she asking Christ to come quickly and make her a martyr? So Hopkins questions, why are they calling? But actually when we are reading the poem, we will understand that they are calling Christ to come and help them, to come and save them. But Hopkins feels that now they have understood that they are not going to escape the storm, and therefore they are going to go to heaven, and that is why they are calling Christ's name. And maybe they want to, if they are going to become martyrs, they want to go as soon as possible to God, and that is why they are asking Christ to come early. And this is what he says in stanza 25. Now we have seen stanzas 21 to 25. If you have anything more to add on to this explanation, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you are not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Only then you will get the notification of all my videos when I post them. Thank you.